What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode review for To Your Eternity Season 3. This is episode 7, and with me, as always, I have Blue Spade.
Yeah. Well, this was I would say like about 3/4 of this episode was mostly focused on the backstory of a brand new character for the modern era. I think his name is Hero. Hero something. I can't remember his full name, but it's the
Yeah.
same guy that that was running away with his knocker sister during the last episode before he was saved by I guess the newest reincarnation of the Black One, or Fushi's creator, before he was hit by a truck. So it just basically just
it's
goes.
it's funny that came up, too, because I was just thinking, like, this character reminded me of, like, Rudius from Mushoku Tensei if he wasn't isekai'd. Like, because
Yeah,
that's basically, he's almost exactly the same kind of, like, character.
yeah,
He's just a complete loser, like, shut in neat. Um,
yeah, and then of course, his life changes when, um, I guess his family comes in and brings in, like, his younger sister, who 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 strangely has this weird doting, I don't know, lolicon
Yeah, I
personality.
mean, so we kind of get an idea of his certain, I guess you'd say, proclivities based on his reading material that we see at the beginning of the episode. And yeah, so he finds out he has, like, now an adopted little sister. And I mean, there's really no beating around the bush. Like, he's basically like a total creep, and he's he has less than pure intentions, let's just say, with probably with her. I mean, it's something that even his father points out, that, like, we're not sure if, because they at one point leave to go on vacation, and he says, like, we're not sure if we can trust you to be alone with her. And he doesn't really even say anything to really try to alleviate, or try to make him not concerned about him being alone with her, because he says, well, I forget, he doesn't really say anything to make the situation better. And but yeah, it's just, and he even says, like, at one point that he was like, he basically is just going around stalking her.
Yeah.
um yeah, so the whole episode, like, I just really hated this character. I don't know, like, I'm wondering if they're, like, maybe just making it seem like he's just a terrible person, and then maybe he'll become someone who's not a terrible person eventually. Like, I don't know if that's where they're going with it.
I mean,
Because that's what like I mentioned Mushoku Tensei, like, you're not supposed to like Rudius at first, like, and he's not supposed to be a likable character, like, before he, I mean, even in the beginning of the series, after he gets isekai, like, but he develops into someone who's, like, the whole point of that series is him trying to, like, uh he's basically getting a do-over in life, and him trying to, like, do his life right this time, because he fucked up the first time. But I don't know if that's where they're going to go with this character. If he's going to, like, just be a total creep, and then maybe he'll actually become someone who's, like, slightly redeemable. I don't know.
well, things of course start changing. I think during the day when he has to attend, like, a parent teacher conference, um, for, I guess, for his younger adopted sister. Then all of a sudden, he goes out and he sees his adopted sister just falling off a building and crashing to the ground. Well, he didn't see her crashing to the ground. He just sees, like, like a pool of blood with her shoes on the ground. Then all of a sudden, you know, this same girl just comes out, like, she's all fine and all, like, with apparently no set of injuries or whatnot. With the exception that she had some amount of blood uh, dripping from her head, and then she just puts on, her bloody shoes, and then just says, like, everything is fine, nothing's happening, and then of
Well,
course, similar
yeah.
to Mizuha's mother, like, her personality is completely different, because earlier in the episode we see her as, like, just shy, just slightly, uh, you know, detached from meeting her adopted brother. But then she's a lot more open. She does a lot, like, she does her own dishes, cleans up her own stuff, which is something that Hero doesn't really see her do. Like he basically just does all the chores himself. But
Another creepy thing too is that she somehow seems to like at some points almost like tease him, like she knows like what he's interested in, let's just say.
Yeah.
And she kind of like almost tries to tease him about it or something. It's just it's really creepy. Like I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously, like yeah, she's a knocker, but she's kind of different from most of the other knockers we've seen in the series.
Well, speaking of like her taking advantages of his desires, she literally just pulls up her skirt in front of him.
Yeah, that's mostly what I'm referring to.
Yeah. So and then of course it catches up to that very same point of the last episode in which Fushi confronts this knocker, and then he thought that he was that Fushi was some kind of thug attacking her before of course before he got run over by the truck. He just suddenly just blacks out and wakes up back into his apartment, and with this his supposed sister right next to him. And at that, of course, we cut back into Fushi at the end of the last episode, talking to Mizuha about asking Mizuha about wanting to learn about love. And by the time by the time like Mizuha agrees to do that, Fushi of course gets I guess PTSD memories of what happened with Hayase and Kahaku previously. And then of course at one point he transforms into Perona at one night, just due to the fact that he has I guess he still has like these negative feelings towards Hayase and of course the previous descendants.
Yeah, I do wish they would have leaned into that a little bit more throughout the series, that he has like this like trauma from what Hayase did. Like it seems like it's only whenever at random times they kind of bring it up.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just it's just weird. Like that he still obviously has I guess negative feelings towards Hayase, but he's a bit divided of what he wants to do with Mizuha, whether if she's really going to be the exact same person as Hayase or if she's going to be completely different. It could be both in a way, depending on how the story plays out with her. But as of right now, like Fushi's still divided of like how he wants to approach this.
Yeah. Yeah, and then what is it? I think it's not long after that we get Fushi like showing, another scene with Fushi like at school, and he's once again distracted like while they're in class, and I'm wondering like how Fushi is even able. Like I mentioned this before, like how is Fushi even able to stay in school? Like he most likely, I mean, we don't know for sure, but I would assume he has like mostly like failing grades. And I don't know, like it would be interesting if they brought it up, but I doubt they're ever really going to go into it. But yeah, so Fushi is just he's not really taking class seriously, and what was it like he? I think he does he like sense her nearby or something, or he because he finds her on the roof.
Yeah, he supposedly senses her, but if you remember, like Fushi can't really sense knockers all that well, even up to this point.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Now all of a sudden he can start sensing knockers, or sense, the knocker that he confronted in the last episode. And then of course once he finds her, she tries to attack him with a weed whacker. Basically just, of course it's obviously not going to kill Fushi, and neither does it do the same thing against her when Fushi uses it against her. So even with her limbs cut off and her getting stabbed a couple times, she just basically just brushes it off and has her limbs just regenerate. And such. Yeah, it's that's how I guess that's how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, she does try to. Fushi. What was it? What was the brother's name again? Like he shows up on the roof, and he sees what's going on, and he just like I mean, he first of all, he's not really that traumatized by seeing like a little girl just being her limbs having been chopped off or whatever. But he yeah, he ends up like Fushi ends up trying to get him away, and then yeah, she ends up following them off the roof, and Fushi tries to like trap her, but she ends up she can't really get away, but Fushi ends up just like eventually I guess sort of like I think he lets her go.
Yeah, I think what happened was Yuki was also there.
Yeah.
So like trying to see what was happening, and of course, I guess the little girl Knocker tries to attack them, and of course, Fushi has to save Yuki. I guess they both fall off a building, but the Fushi's able to save him at the last second. But then all of a sudden, like Fushi gets distracted by, I guess what happened was like he left his body in the classroom, pretty much almost lifeless.
Oh,
With,
right,
with the
yeah.
teacher like thinking that that Fushi's dead, so Fushi has to go back to that original body. I guess just to make it appear that he's not dead, but this in turn leaves his other body like lifeless, which allows like the girl Knocker to pretty much take the body with her.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much where the episode ends too. Like we get another episode preview, and it looks like in the next episode it's going to be like Fushi going out on some kind of a date, I guess.
With Misaha.
With Misaha, yeah. And I mean, I guess maybe we'll finally get some kind of I don't know, like, I mean, I guess that's going to be like her teaching him about love. So I guess I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. It was kind of weird getting like the perspective of a different or a new character in this episode. So I'm kind of hoping he's not just going to be like a throwaway character. Like, maybe he'll get some actual development. But I honestly kind of doubt it.
I mean, he would likely have to be another like significant character for Fushi. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have a form a close relationship for him, like he's doing with Yuki for one thing. But it's like I guess he's gonna be like another member of the of this huge cast that's that we're all already built up to this point.
Yeah, and then it also looks like we're going to get more scenes with the Black One and his with the new body he's now inhabiting. I still don't really know what his deal is, to be honest. Like I don't really understand why he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like at this point that they're ready to completely write off his character just due to the fact that that he's gonna lose all of his memories by the time he reaches like what age 15 or I guess whatever age he matures up to. But he says like he's no longer gonna play a role soon after this arc is done.
Yeah, and then we also did get Fushi trying to ask ask the little girl like what the Knocker's objective was, and she says something like world peace, but I mean you can't really take their word for it. I mean, it's hard to really know what their true objective is. But I mean, at least, we finally get Fushi asking that question. I'm just wondering like why this wasn't a question that he was asking like maybe a couple seasons ago, like what the Knockers are really after.
I mean,
and instead he's concerned about that now.
Well, the Knockers didn't really have an intelligent way to really communicate with Fushi or anyone. They just basically just attacked anyone they could find. And this is like the first time that he's really spoken to one, face to face.
He also could have brought it up with the Black One because he possibly would have known. But the Black One is always just very cryptic about everything, so he probably wouldn't have given him a straight answer.
No. I mean, it was an interesting episode. I mean, they would have to have a good reason as to why, they were giving much backstory to this new character that we got for pretty much this whole chunk of this episode, talking about like his his background, his experience with his sister, what happened to her. once she got possessed by the knockers. I mean, obviously he doesn't know what a knocker is, unless he talks to Fushi about it. But yeah, it just seems like that's where we're going with this new character.
Yeah. I thought it was an okay episode. I like I said, I really I really don't like the new character for obvious reasons, but I'm wondering if, like I mentioned before, that he's that there maybe the direction they're going with him is like trying to make him a somewhat better person or something. But I don't know. Obviously, like, yeah, I do think he's going to end up being a more important character, at least in this particular arc, because of his relationship with his sister. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about the episode, though. I don't know if you have anything else to say about it.
It was okay. I guess we've gotten some backstory and some developments of like what the knockers are doing, and probably getting some hints of what we're gonna get about this new character, assuming if he will be a part of Fushi's group maybe later down the line. But it's hard to tell. Seeing as I don't know. I just feel like Fushi doesn't need any more people in his group. I mean, he already has like a whole slew of of people that he can resurrect up to this point, and it's hard for me to tell like whether or not if he's gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again with this new set of characters. Maybe Yuki for one thing, but for this otaku guy, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I mean that's just one of the other problems I've had with the series is that there's too many characters, and I mean, like, they don't really bother to try to give them any sort of any real like development. I mean, aside from like I guess when they were still alive, but then after Fushi resurrects them, they're pretty much just there to just to be there. I mean, they don't really they don't really do much of any real significance for the most part.
Yeah.
Although it does seem like maybe they're trying to do something. I don't know. I'm not sure if they're trying to do something with Tonari. It seems like she's based on the next episode preview. I don't know if like maybe the direction they're going with her is that Tonari is going to get more either jealous or suspicious of Mizuha because of her like spending time with Fushi. I don't know if that's where they're going with it because she already kind of stated how she felt about it in one of the previous episodes. Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's what they're going to do with her.
Yeah, I think Tonari is going to get more focus just due to her longer history with Fushi. I mean, Gugu also had a longer history with Fushi, but even we haven't seen much of him all that much lately.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, so that all being said, until next time, we will see you all later.